Hi everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to join another Ready to Ride Pilates or Horse Rider session. Although, as always, if you are not a horse rider, you will still get plenty out of this session. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. It would absolutely make my day. It'd be so brilliant. We are going to be looking at exercises that will improve the strength of the muscles around your spine today. Important for everyday life, important when you're riding, and important for all of those off-horse yard duties that we have to do. I'm a little bit short of space today, so apologies in advance if I do disappear out of view any part of me at any time, but we'll see how we get on. So we are going to start off just by getting your spine on the move, loosening it off before we work. And I'd like you to sit here and think about having equal weight going down through both of your seat bones. And then making sure that your spine is elastic and you're drawing upwards so you're as tall as you can be, but without being fixed and rigid. Let your shoulders drop back and down so you open through the front of your chest. And then pop your arms across the front of your chest. And then focusing on keeping that equal weight through your seat bones, you're going to turn your shoulders from side to side. And as you turn, watch that you keep your shoulders level through the movement. Also, you're now thinking about keeping that weight equal through your seat bones so that you're not collapsing to one side or finding that you're lifting through one side. Okay, we're going to just change that around and have a go with your arms and legs the wrong way around. We all have a natural preference. This shouldn't be too different, but for some of you, you might find that popping your body into a slightly unnatural position makes it harder for you to keep your shoulders level and or to keep your seat bone pressure equal. But it's really important for when you're in the saddle. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you want to have good control over your shoulders in relation to your seat bones. You want to have equal pressure through your seat bones unless you choose not to. And you want to have good strength through the muscles that do this kind of movement and support your back. Okay, so let's get going with something a little bit harder. We're going to go onto your front and we're going to start off with the Cobra exercise. Hopefully you've got a little bit more space than me. So you're going to have your arms out to the side, elbows bent to 90 degrees. And for you guys at home, you want to be looking face down at your mat. I'm just looking this way so you can hear me better. And you are going to scoop your nose forwards and up. So that you're looking in front of you, doing your best Cobra impression. And then straight down and scoop your nose back in. So scoop forwards and up. Look ahead like a Cobra. Straight down and scoop back in. If you've got a little bit more room, I'm afraid I don't, you can half straighten your arms a little bit and you can go up onto your hands if you feel that is comfortable for you to do. Obviously, if you've got back pain, which means that you shouldn't be going into this position, then don't do this position. You can just do a little mini movement and work through your upper back. That's absolutely fine. If you are going the whole way, you want to try and think about making sure that you move every single vertebrae one at a time, all the way up and all the way back down. So you're looking for control through the whole of the movement up and through the whole of the movement back down. We're going to do one more. Then, keeping our arms in this position, we're going to move on to doing your swan dive exercise. Once again, for you guys at home, you want to be looking face down as you do this. To set yourselves up, you're going to bring your shoulder blades back and down so you lift the front of your shoulders away from the floor. Make sure you've got that little gap between your tummy and the floor, feeling as if you're lifting your tummy away from a puddle of water. And take your pelvic floor onto floor 3. We'll start off with the slightly easier version first of all. So looking down, lift head and neck just off the floor and slowly back down. And as you're doing this, your shoulder blades stay back and down, your tummy stays away from the puddle of water, and your pelvic floor is staying on floor 3. Keep the breathing nice and easy. Then we're going to make it a bit harder if you want to, and you're going to lift your arms as well as your head and neck. Again, for you at home, you want to be looking down. And you should find, whichever version you are doing, that you stay looking down and your neck stays straight. So what you're not doing is the movement that you just did with the Cobra. You're moving your neck and head all together, keeping the shoulders back and down, tummy away from the puddle of water, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And just watch as well that your elbows don't start to get a life of their own. Sometimes that's a little bit of a cheat. We want everything to work together. This is working your upper back muscles. Great for good posture in the saddle and a good, strong but light contact. Okay, super. We're now going to turn onto your back and we're going to look at the shoulder bridge. So we're going to start off just doing a few nice straightforward versions of the shoulder bridge. Remember, be careful with this one if you've got anything like osteoporosis. So to start off with, feet and knees hip width apart, nice neutral pelvis position and pelvic floor onto floor 3. Then you're rolling your spine back so you imprint your low back into the floor. Then you're peeling up each vertebrae one at a time until you get to the very top of the movement where you have a nice breath in. And then breathe out as you come back down again. Again, laying each vertebrae down one at a time, all the way back through your imprint to neutral. So once again, pelvic floor, imprint, peel up. Might help you to think of having a string of pearls instead of a spine. Another breath in and a breath out as you come back down. And now you're thinking of laying that string of pearls or even a bicycle chain back down. Head for the imprint and to neutral. We're going to do one more. And this time on the way back down, I want you right from the start of your descent, another breath in at the top, to be heading for that imprint. It's a bit like riding corners. The more you prepare for it and head for it, the more likely you are to find that you do a good one. Okay, so now we're going to make this a little bit harder. I'm going to let you to have your hands pointing up. So you want them basically above your shoulders. And this time as you go, watch that your hands stay nice and still all the way through that movement. There'll be a little bit of natural drift, but what you want is basically for them to stay still and symmetrical while you concentrate on that good quality bridge, that string of pearls, feeling good imprint at the start and the finish, and the ability to be relaxed at the top. Okay, now this time we're going to stay at the top. Keep your breathing nice and regular, and we're going to add in some little hip dips. So keeping the pelvic floor onto floor 3, dip one side of your pelvis, back up, and dip the other side, and back up. Okay, so we're dipping each side in turn. What you're not doing is dipping one side and lifting the other. That would be a little bit more uncontrolled. We're looking for control through the whole of your spine and around your hip area, because remember, the whole body is joined together. It doesn't move just one bit at a time, it all works together. Now this is quite hard because we've destabilised you by taking your hands away, and now we're adding in some movement as well, so you want to keep your hands as still as possible, and it's going to be really quite tricky because your hands will want to start to join in to help try and regain your balance. We'll do one more with each hip. Lovely, okay, and then we're going to bring that bridge back down again, string of pearls, imprint, and then bring your hands back down too. Okay, we're now going to go onto your hands and knees. And we're going to combine two really good exercises for improving movement in the rotational direction. So we've looked at forwards and backwards, now we're going to look at rotation. And we're going to do an exercise called the threading of the needle combined with a rotation movement, where you take your arm up, look at your hand, and then pass your hand through as if you were threading the needle, and then pop that hand back down. Same with the other side. So up, look at your hand, and then hand through to thread the needle. Apologies if my hands are disappearing. So we're going to go up, under and through, back down. Up, look at the hand the whole time, under and through, and back down. So by looking at your hand the whole time, we make sure that that rotation movement comes all the way through the whole of your spine, from your neck right down through to where your spine joins onto your pelvis. I love this exercise. You can really feel as you go that you're rotating through the whole of the spine, but you can also really feel all those muscles working to control you right to the very end of the movement. And particularly if you jump, this is a brilliant exercise to making sure you have strength through range. One more each way. Last one of all. Good job. Okay, now we're going to stay onto hands and knees for a nice little stretch exercise. This is called the cat stretch. Nice way to finish off. So you're going to arch your back up as if you were cat stretching, look at your knees, and then dip your spine down and look ahead. So you're arching up, look down at your knees, dip your spine and look straight ahead, and we're going to do one more. So arch upwards, dip downwards, and we're finished. So I'm going to sit and have a look at you, and hopefully you found those exercises useful. We've covered pretty much every aspect of movement within the spine. You need to have good strength through all of those different movements when you're riding. Even if you are just a happy hacker, you need those muscles to be strong for everything you do off the horse. But even if you aren't doing anything particularly adventurous on your horse, you never know when the unexpected is going to happen, and the stronger you are, the better your body will cope with it. I hope it's been useful. Any comments, always much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Take care.